Pranam friends, it's wisely said that life is about the choices we make. Some we regret, some we are proud of, and some will haunt us forever. So in short, we are what we choose to be. So Innervoicepaathshala, by presenting this short meaningful story, wants to tell you guys that everything in your life is a reflection of your choices you once made. So, if you want different results, then make different choices. Samudradhat Brahmin was a simpleton. Samudradhat and his wife loved their son Yagdat a lot. At a very tender age of 7 years, he got into bad vices. Samudradhat and his wife tried a lot to explain to him, but it was of no use. Their cry was now out of hands. All the cajoling and explaining just fell deaf ears. Not one day would pass when he didn't hit anybody or steal something from someone. It was becoming embarrassing for his parents to spend each day. By the time he turned 16 years old, the complaints about him being a nuisance reached the king. The king was a generous person. He imprisoned Yagdat for a while to teach him a lesson, and after a short while, he released him, thinking he was a young boy and would realize his foolishness. But Yagdat was on the journey when no efforts would make him right. He was back to his old self, not knowing what to do ahead. Samudradhat asked Yagdat to leave his house and the town. It was a tough call for a father to take, but his child had left no choice. Yagdat was deeply hurt by Samudradhat's gesture. He knew no place where he could go. Yagdat was upset. He reached the deep forest in a bad shape. There, he met a gang of thieves. He enjoyed staying with them and learning their art. Yagdat was a handsome young boy. He was good with his skills. He had a perfect hand in his work and was smart too. Seeing this, Chief made him his son, the only successor of his troop, as he had no children of his own. Yagdat now had a free hand and took harsh and tough decisions which showed no mercy. He would kill anyone blocking his way in one go. That's how he got his name Dradprahari. He would neither see left or right before knocking someone down. If someone came his way of riches, that man would die. People would tremble and would leave everything and run away on hearing his name. His fear reached a new high. He ruthlessly killed many without any remorse. One day, a poor Brahmin got rice and asked his wife to cook kheer. The Brahmin was enthusiastic as his children had not eaten anything special in a long time. Few thieves from Dradprahari's gang went to this Brahmin's house. When they found no treasure, they started eating the kheer that the Brahmin's pregnant wife had made for her children. The Brahmin had gone to the river to bathe. One of his children went wailing to him, telling him that the thieves were eating away their kheer. The Brahmin dashed home with a chain and injured the men eating his children's kheer. He also asked them to leave his house alone as he had nothing to give. This kheer was a special treat for his children, as in past many days they had not eaten anything delicious. Dradprahari heard of this as well, and his anger knew no bound. Brahmin was at his home guarding his house. Dradprahari struck down the Brahmin with one blow. Soon he was lying on the ground with blood oozing out. A cow saw this and ran to save her dear master. Dradprahari, in rage, killed the cow too. Hearing all the commotion, the Brahmin's wife came out to help. Without giving a thought, Yagdat just cut her womb out. But when he saw her succumbing to pain with the unborn baby out, he just froze. He couldn't see the innocent child crying for his parents. They were continuously asking to bring him back. What life would they lead without their parents? Yagdat realized what he had done. He no more wanted to steal or kill anyone. The only thought which kept recurring in his mind was how he could seek repentance. Yagdat did not know where to go or whom to approach for help. At that instant, two Munivars passed by. Yagdat narrated his entire life sketch. He fell on their feet and pleaded them to assist him. One of the Munivars asked him to take Diksha and introspect on his deeds. Yagdat acted wisely and followed the instructions given by the Munivar. Yagdat was extremely sorry for his deeds. He decided that he would go and seek alms in the same village where he had cold-heartedly murdered this family. Only if people forgive him, he will eat, or else he will not touch any grain or water until he has achieved the same. As soon as people saw him, they would pelt him with stones and abuse him for his deeds. He kept repenting only one thing in his head, that what I am bearing is nothing in front of what I have done. He stayed in Kausag under the tree. Day by day, people would curse him and bombard him with pebbles, but he stayed in his position motionless. He would move from one house to another and stand next to a tree and do Kausag. He counted himself responsible for receiving the treatment. He thought about his past and somehow felt that this was just a little uproar on his own deeds. Months passed by and his body had become pale. On walking, his bones made cracking sound. Now, people were getting tired of cursing him. They saw him patiently waiting for his response. Eventually, they could see him change. They couldn't believe that the man who was so brutal is now so kind. He hadn't opened his eyes, nor did he get angry on anyone for their ill treatment. He was so engrossed in his Kausag that he had not opened his eyes. Now, people would come in groups just to bow down to his humbleness. Finally, people had forgiven him. His severe penance led him to achieve Kevalgnan. The one who had seen the doors of hell was now preaching to everyone. He was good at his oratory skills, and his one speech changed many lives. After shedding all of his karmas, Yagdat went to moksha. So friends, choice is the ultimate power. It'll make you or break you, rise you or fall you, create you or destroy you. So, make it wisely. And that's why Innervoicepaathshala always tells you to aspire yourself correctly and inspire the world.